In the quiet rhythm of her days, Sarah unknowingly danced with her shadow. She was drawn, time and again, to partners who echoed the cold, distant energy of a childhood wound, replaying a script written long before she had words to name it. She loved deeply, but received indifference in return, caught in a pattern that felt both painful and familiar. This wasn't random, it was psyche in repetition, the unconscious reaching for healing through reenactment. At the center of this invisible drama was shame, a silent force birthed from early emotional fractures, guiding her choices from beneath awareness. Why does shame root so deeply in us, shaping our destiny in the form of repeated heartache, sabotage, and silent suffering? Jung would say it is because we have not yet made the unconscious conscious. Until we confront the inner wound, the unlived life, the buried self, we are doomed to act it out in relationship after relationship, mistaking pain for love and silence for safety. To explore this, we turn to the Jungian school of psychoanalysis, which offers profound insights into the human psyche. In Jungian terms, the unconscious mind serves as a repository of repressed wounds and archetypes, shaping our behaviors in ways we're often unaware of. At the center of this framework is the soul archetype, representing our authentic identity and the essence of who we truly are. The process of individuation, central to Jung's philosophy, is about integrating these unconscious elements to achieve wholeness and self-realization. Yet, shame acts as a formidable barrier to this process, manifesting as a shadow element that feeds on unaddressed trauma. It prevents the emergence of the true self, keeping us locked in patterns of self-judgment and isolation. Through this script, we'll embark on a structured 5-step journey to break free from shame's soul-draining effects. These steps include identifying the root wound, recognizing your soul's essence, differentiating true healing from temporary fixes, practicing complete self-love, and breaking limiting beliefs for lasting transformation. By following this path, you can cultivate self-acceptance, inner peace, and authentic connections that nourish your soul. Understanding the roots of shame through a Jungian lens allows us to begin unraveling its grip and reconnecting with the soul's innate resilience. Now, let's delve into the origin of this wound that makes shame consume your soul. The root of shame often lies in childhood emotional neglect, criticism, or trauma, such as parental shaming or overwhelming societal expectations. These early experiences create a core wound that lodges deep in the unconscious mind. Once embedded, this wound distorts our self-perception, amplifying feelings of inadequacy and sparking a relentless cycle of self-judgment. For instance, a child repeatedly told they are not good enough internalizes this message, carrying it into adulthood as an unshakable truth. This leads to isolation, where individuals withdraw from opportunities for connection and growth. In Jungian terms, shame involves projecting the shadow, those unaccepted parts of ourselves, onto our own identity or onto others. We seek validation externally, ignoring the need for internal healing, which only deepens the cycle. As a result, we become entangled in self-destructive patterns, like perfectionism that never satisfies or avoidance that prevents real progress. These patterns reinforce a sense of not being enough, eroding the soul over time and leaving us exhausted and disconnected. Toxic relationships often exacerbate this, where shame drives us to accept less than we deserve. The consequence is a life dimmed by constant self-criticism, where joy feels out of reach. To escape this, we must first reconnect with the true essence of the soul by recognizing its inherent worth. This paves the way for genuine healing and transformation. Even amid the grip of shame, there are clear signs that your soul is special and resilient. One such sign is heightened intuition, that gut sense of truth that guides you through life's uncertainties. This intuition acts as a Jungian call to individuation, urging you to trust your inner wisdom despite external doubts. Another indicator is deep empathy, an ability to connect with others' pain in a profound way, reflecting the soul's capacity for compassion. This empathy allows you to form meaningful bonds that shame might otherwise block. Innate creativity is another sign, manifesting as spontaneous expressions of inner wisdom, like art or ideas that flow effortlessly from within. These creative impulses remind us that the soul is vibrant and full of potential, countering shame's narrative of unworthiness. Additionally, there's an inexplicable magnetic presence about you, a quiet inner light that draws authentic connections and opportunities. This presence is the soul's way of shining through, even when shame tries to dim it. Together, these signs serve as beacons, guiding you towards self-acceptance and growth. By acknowledging them, you begin to counteract shame's hold and embrace your true self. Understanding these signs helps differentiate between genuine soul-level healing and superficial distractions. This empowers you to pursue practices that foster real growth rather than temporary relief. Once you recognize your soul's special qualities, you can learn to discern what truly nourishes it from what merely masks the shame. Now, let's explore how to differentiate true soul healing from superficial fixes. True soul healing is always growth-oriented, encouraging you to confront and integrate your shadow for personal evolution. It involves facing uncomfortable truths about yourself, leading to emotional depth and lasting change. In a Jungian context, this means aligning with the individuation process, where you embrace both your light and shadow aspects. Emotional stability is another criterion, providing steady, introspective progress rather than fleeting highs. This stability builds resilience, helping you navigate life's challenges without collapsing into old patterns of shame. Authentic reflection is key, mirroring your full self without judgment and fostering a sense of wholeness. For example, true healing might involve therapy that uncovers unconscious wounds, rather than just surface-level advice. On the other hand, signs of superficial fixes include intense but fleeting distractions, like overworking to avoid feelings or seeking validation through social media. These quick fixes, such as substance use, offer temporary escape but ultimately burn out, leaving the underlying shame intact. They fail to address the root causes, allowing the cycle to continue unchecked. A practical exercise to build awareness is shadow journaling, where you reflect on your emotions daily. Start by writing about a surface feeling related to shame, like embarrassment from a minor mistake. Then, dig deeper to uncover the underlying wound, such as a childhood memory of being ridiculed. Finally, note a soul insight, like recognizing your inherent value beyond that incident. Practicing this daily helps you discern genuine healing from mere distractions, strengthening your path to self-acceptance. Through this process, you gain clarity and control over your emotional landscape. True healing begins with loving yourself completely, as self-love acts as a foundation to attract and sustain soul-nourishing practices. When you love yourself completely, you avoid shame's grip and step into a life of empowerment. In a Jungian context, self-love means embracing your shadow, the unaccepted aspects of yourself, while honoring your needs as part of the self archetype. This involves setting firm boundaries to protect your soul from external invalidation. By doing so, you raise your internal standards and filter out shame-fueled self-criticism. Positive outcomes include greater confidence, healthier relationships, and a sense of inner peace. For instance, self-love allows you to say no to situations that trigger old wounds, preserving your energy for what truly matters. Practical practices include daily shadow mirror work, where you stand before a mirror and acknowledge shamed parts of yourself with compassion. You might say, "I see my flaws, but they do not define me. I am whole and worthy." Additionally, use affirmations rooted in the soul archetype, like, "I am beyond my wounds and capable of growth." Repeating these affirmations daily rewires your mindset, gradually diminishing shame's power. Many people hold onto the belief that shame is an inevitable part of life, often seeing it as a deserved punishment, which perpetuates its hold. This leads us to the next step of breaking this toxic mindset for true freedom. It's time to break with the idea that shame defines your worth and reclaim your power. The origin of this belief often traces back to upbringing, where conditional love or cultural archetypes instill shame as a norm. In Jungian terms, this might manifest as the flawed outsider archetype, reinforced by societal norms that equate vulnerability with weakness. For example, a child raised in a home where affection is withheld for mistakes learns to view themselves as inherently defective. These early influences create a foundation of self-loathing that carries into adulthood. The consequences are profound, leading to codependency on external validation and a loss of personal identity. This results in emotional exhaustion, where you're constantly seeking approval but never feeling satisfied. It traps the soul in a cycle of self-loathing, preventing authentic connections and personal fulfillment. A new framework emerges when we view shame as a shadow element that can be integrated, not a permanent state. This involves practicing balanced self-compassion, where you treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend. In this framework, giving to yourself becomes as important as giving to others, fostering a harmonious inner life. Practices like creating a shame boundaries list help, where you define non-negotiables, such as refusing to engage in self-critical thoughts. For instance, write down boundaries like, "I will not compare myself to others," and review them daily. Assertive communication exercises, such as journaling responses to shaming thoughts with counter-affirmations, build resilience. You might journal, "Thought, I'm a failure." Counter, "I am learning and growing from my experiences." Over time, these practices shift your perspective, allowing you to integrate shame rather than be consumed by it. By reframing shame, we open the door to true healing, which is about loving in a way that honors the soul. Healing from shame is not about suppressing the soul's pain. It's about reclaiming your true self by facing the shadow and integrating the wounds. This process leads to stepping into a life of authentic wholeness, where you can thrive beyond the limitations of shame. Now, let's transform these insights into actionable steps for lasting change. To make this journey real, start with a practical 30-day journaling practice focused on shame. Each day, track your triggers, such as situations that evoke feelings of unworthiness, and note any shadow insights that arise. For example, if a work meeting leaves you feeling inadequate, journal about the underlying wound and an affirming response. This practice integrates the previous steps, helping you identify patterns and build self-awareness. Alongside journaling, incorporate boundary-setting exercises, like role-playing scenarios where you enforce your self-worth. Imagine a conversation where someone criticizes you unfairly. Practice responding assertively and compassionately. This builds confidence and prevents shame from infiltrating your interactions. Finally, share your healing journey with a supportive community, such as online Jungian discussion groups or therapy circles. Engaging with others who understand the process provides encouragement and new perspectives. For instance, join a group where members discuss individuation and share their experiences with shame. This communal aspect reinforces your progress and reduces feelings of isolation. Remember, this action-oriented phase is about ongoing individuation, reclaiming your soul step by step. As you implement these practices, you'll notice subtle shifts, like increased self-trust and reduced reactivity to shame. Over time, they lead to lasting freedom, where shame no longer dictates your choices. Begin today by committing to one small action, such as starting your journaling practice. Track your progress weekly to celebrate wins and adjust as needed. This plan isn't about perfection. It's about consistent effort toward soul reclamation. By following through, you'll cultivate a life aligned with your true self. In closing, shame may have been a soul-eating emotion, but with these tools, you can transform it into a catalyst for growth. Embrace the journey, for your soul is resilient and worthy of wholeness. Remember, the path to healing is personal, but you're not alone in this. Each step you take brings you closer to authentic self-expression. Let go of the old narratives and step into your power. Your soul's light is meant to shine brightly, unhindered by shame. Practice patience with yourself as you heal. Seek support when needed, and trust the process. True transformation comes from within, guided by your inner wisdom. As you integrate these lessons, watch how your relationships and opportunities flourish. You've already taken the first step by engaging with this material. Now, apply it with intention and watch your life unfold. Shame's grip loosens with every act of self-compassion. Reconnect with your soul's essence daily. You are more than your wounds. You are a work of art in progress. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. This is your invitation to live fully and freely. May this journey bring you the peace and fulfillment you deserve. In the end, healing shame is about returning to your core self. Embrace the shadows, for they hold the keys to your light. Your soul is special, and it's time to let it lead. Break the chains and step into wholeness. Remember, every moment is a chance for renewal. Trust in your ability to heal and grow. You've got this. Your true self is waiting. Let go of shame's weight and soar. This is the beginning of your authentic life. Keep moving forward with courage and kindness. Your story is one of triumph over the soul's devourer. Integrate, evolve, and thrive. The world needs your unique light. Honor your journey every step of the way. You've unlocked the path. Now walk it with pride. Shame no longer defines you. Your soul does. Celebrate the victory within. This is your time to shine. Embrace the transformation. Live boldly, love deeply, and heal profoundly. Your soul is free. Keep journaling, keep reflecting, keep growing. The end of shame is the start of your true story. You are worthy, whole, and wonderful. Carry this wisdom forward. May peace be your companion. Here's to your continued healing. Believe in your resilience. Step into the light. Your soul's song is beautiful. Release the past. Embrace the now. You are enough. Transform with grace. The journey continues. Stay committed to your growth. Shine on. This is empowerment in action. Farewell to shame. Hello to self. You've reclaimed your soul. Live fully from the heart.